Welcome to Minute Meds. Now we're going to study about GERD or gastroesophageal reflux disorder. As the name says, the reflux of the gastric contents into the esophagus. So कॉजेज इसकी क्या हो सकते हैं? यूजली तौर पे जानते हैं कि esophagus and then comes the stomach. So there is gastroesophageal junction, and this sphincter, physiological sphincter, it inhibits the reflux of the contents from here up here. Again, what are the causes that might lead to this reflux? इसमें सबसे पहले हमारे पास ये है कि if there is hypotension of the sphincter, might be intrinsically, by taking some drugs. What are the drugs that cause dilatation or the relaxation of this sphincter? उनमें हमारे पास आती है the patient taking nitrates, the calcium channel blockers. These are the usually drugs that cause this. And then इसके अलावा क्या चीज़ हो सकती है? Like anatomical defects in the form of hernias, the hiatal hernia, and sometimes there is esophageal dysmotility. Peristalsis is normal नहीं है. The food stays for long over here, and that is associated with the reflux that causes this. ये होता है in the cases of sclerosis in the form of हमारे पास limited या systemic sclerosis. Then the overweight people or the pregnancy and the obese people, they put much more pressure on the abdomen that causes the reflux of the gastric contents. So how does a patient of this GERD presents? Usually there is retrosternal burning sensation or pain that is mostly associated with food. After taking food or while bending, stooping, this might be associated with what we call acid rash. तो मुंह में खट्टा पानी आना होता है वो, and then water rash. The mouth feels watery, saliva मुंह से जो आना है ये है. These are the esophageal symptoms. Retrosternal pain है, acid rash है, water rash. There are extra esophageal symptoms as well. These are usually cough that is nocturnal, or might be dry cough, chronic dry cough, or there is hoarseness of voice. And these cough and the hoarseness of voice mostly secondary to the laryngitis because of the reflux of the gastric contents. So how we examine such a patient? Examination usually, if there are no complications, then the examination is usually unremarkable. From general physical examination to the abdominal examination, usually in mild symptoms and milder, the duration of symptoms is not long, then examination is unremarkable. Now we're going to discuss the complications and then what are the examination findings related to it. ओके जी, प्रोलॉन्ग हमारे पास GERD हो रहा है, तो सबसे पहली चीज़ क्या हो सकती है prolonged stay in the esophagus है तो esophagitis होता है. Number 2, if prolonged GERD है हमारे पास, normally the mucosa of the esophagus is squamous epithelium, we know that. लेकिन अगर prolonged हमारे पास एसिड नीचे से आ रहा है तो for the protection this changes into the columnar epithelium, the intestinal epithelium, that's called the intestinal metaplasia. The prolonged metaplasia that can lead to dysplasia, that can lead to esophageal carcinoma as well. If there is prolonged GERD, uncontrolled, but between this, when there is metaplasia, we call it as Barrett esophagus. और टाइमलाइन क्या होती है जी बैरेट एसोफेगस की, कि अगर आपके पास 5 years तक GERD होता रहे and the treatment is not taken, then हम कह सकते हैं कि वरना मेटाप्लेजिया is reversible, लेकिन डिस्प्लेजिया is not reversible. तो कॉम्प्लिकेशन में सबसे पहले तो आपके पास सिर्फ सुपरफिशियल अल्सरेशन आई है, then comes a metaplasia, then comes, if this is prolonged, the patient is not treated, then the esophageal carcinoma. Between that हमारे पास कभी आता है कि esophagitis के बाद ही there are strictures as well. Repeated esophagitis, repeated treatment और हमारे पास strictures बन जाता है. और आखिरी चीज़ जिसको हम कहते हैं वो ये है कि if there is repeated esophagitis है, it's bleeding due to ulceration, it can lead to anemia as well. So in milder symptoms आपके पास कुछ भी क्लिनिकली तौर पे एग्जामिनेशन पे नहीं मिलता, लेकिन इन द केसेस ऑफ कॉम्प्लिकेशंस हमें एग्जामिनेशन पे मिलेगा. तो एग्जामिनेशन में सबसे पहले पेशेंट वाइट भी पैलन, और इसके बाद इफ द पेशेंट हैज मेटाप्लेजिया देन वी कैन appreciate the weight loss. Otherwise, none of the examination findings are still unremarkable. How we investigate such a patient? Usually, we don't go for the investigations. We just start treatment. लेकिन अगर complications हैं, then we investigate the patient. और complications जैसे हमें बात बताई कि अगर patient को anemia, अगर patient में कहीं ना कहीं due to esophagitis patient में dysphagia आ जाता है, then we directly go for endoscopy, नापी endoscopy, और उस पर देखने के लिए कि is there esophagitis or metaplasia present. In case that endoscopy comes out to be normal, then the next line is 24 hours pH monitoring of the esophagus, string attached to the mouth, then to the esophagus, और पेशेंट अपनी नॉर्मल एक्टिविटीज़ 24 आवर के लिए कैरी आउट करता रहता है, और उसमें हम देखते हैं कि क्या pH 4 से नीचे जाती है कि नहीं जाती है esophageal complex. अगर ये हो रहा है then we have to treat such a patient with rescue. So how to treat a patient of GERD? ट्रीटमेंट में सबसे पहले जो आपके पास लाइफस्टाइल मॉडिफिकेशंस क्या आती हैं? सबसे पहले स्मोकिंग सेसेशन, डेग्रेडेट्स, अल्कोहल एब्स्टिनेंस. अच्छा, ये अल्कोहल क्या करता है? रिलैक्सेस द गैस्ट्रोएसोफेजियल स्फिंक्टर, और आपके पास गैस्ट्रिक कंटेंट जो है एसोफेगस में आ जाते हैं. देन देयर आर सर्टेन ड्रग्स दैट कैन आइदर इरिटेट द एसोफेगस और द गैस्ट्रिक म्यूकोसा और रिलैक्स the gastroesophageal sphincter. Those who are irritants are the NSAIDs, are the potassium salts, or the bisphosphonates. So patient should be advised to avoid these medications, or we have to give PPIs along with them. चौथा हमारे पास आए थे like calcium channel blockers, nitrates. What these drugs do, these relax the gastroesophageal sphincter. तो सबसे पहले तो हमने ये कर लिया. इसके अलावा हम पेशेंट को क्या बता सकते हैं कि at least the time between taking the meal and going to bed should be up to 3 hours to minimize the nocturnal symptoms or to minimize the symptoms. Then the head end of the bed should be elevated. Then we come to the drug therapy. So as we know that the antacids, these are the first line drugs. The magnesium or the calcium compounds, these are used. But now the new drugs are available. So we start with H2 blockers. We give a trial about for 4 weeks to 8 weeks, or we can give PPIs as well. Usually patient respond. But in cases the patient is not responding, because in some cases the endoscopy is normal, the patient is symptomatic, and we have to give lifelong or long-term use of the PPIs. In that case, if the patient, if we are going to give PPIs for more than 12 months, more than 1 year, then we have to eradicate the H. pylori as well. Because अगर आप hypochlorhydria कर देंगे अंदर, तो उसकी वजह से H. pylori की it can lead to the maltoma, mucosa associated lymphoid tissue. So these drugs are not as safe as we thought they are. तो H. pylori हमने H2 blockers 4 weeks तक दे दिया, हमने PPIs दे दिए about for certain period of time, 4 weeks to 8 weeks, and patient is not responding. Then what we do is the surgical procedures like nascent fundoplication, just fundus को लेके they wrap it and sew it along with the gastroesophageal sphincter, so increasing the tone. Or there are new procedures like laparoscopic use of the bead band. It's like this. ये आपके पास ये gastroesophageal sphincter है, यहाँ पे bead ला के हमें इसको टाइट करनी है. Or there are also the radio frequency to cause the hypertrophy of this area and just decrease the diameter of this passage. So it at the end, what it does it do? It actually decreases the reflux from the gastric area, from the stomach to the esophagus. So these are the surgical procedures that are being done. लेकिन याद रखने वाली बात ये है कि the mainstay of the treatment is the lifestyle modification and these two drugs. ये हम सिर्फ उसमें देते हैं जब आपको long term PPIs देने पड़े and the patient is not taking the PPIs, or in case the PPIs देने के बावजूद the patient has troublesome GERD, then we go for these procedures. So this is all what you should know about GERD. Thank you.